I'm Carla Simón, and I'm a writer-director living in Barcelona. We are shooting one of the Miu Miu tales, and it's the number 24. Yes, so I'm very, very happy to be part of this great collection of little stories. When you call me about, or when you suggest me to make one of the Miu Miu stories, I had just finished editing and the post production of Alcarràs, my second film. We just had presented in Berlin, and I was in this moment of promotion, and I'm pregnant. So to me, it was very natural to tell something about my pregnancy. And it's a moment where I was thinking a lot about my mom because she died when I was 6, and then I was raised by her brother and his family, and I had a mom and dad and a brother and a sister. But it's interesting how, when you become pregnant and you think about your child, you go back to your roots somehow. So I was thinking about my mom a lot, and the fact that I don't know many things about her. And I feel very sorry because I won't be able to explain the things I don't know about her to my child. No? So this idea of making a letter to my mom, who is dead, but it's like a letter to her for my son, came to me. And the idea is, just to be able to give him what I didn't have, which is this kind of family history that I think it's very important for everyone to in order to create your own identity and to be able to explain yourself. No, so I think that because I'm all the time missing this information about my family and my mom, because also my dad also died when I was a kid, and they both died of AIDS, and AIDS is a huge taboo. So I don't know anything about them, and I wish I knew. And sometimes I find myself just making up some memories because you cannot create a memory if you don't have it. You just can invent it, or you can just ask others. But because all of the age thing, the memories of my parents are complicated. My family don't talk so much about it. So so this is something that I would like to repair and to be able to give it to my son, no? To give him this all kind of family memories and history. I think that, cinema has this power to repair whatever you are missing somehow, no? And I think that, so that's why at the end the piece is a letter to my mom for my son, but in the middle there is this little tale that I invent about my mom for him. And I invent it because I don't know many things about her. I know more things about her as a child because like her siblings have told me many things, and also my grandfather and my grandmother. So this moment of her life, I can picture it better, but I cannot picture so much her adulthood because it was this moment of when after Franco died and we had this transition to democracy. It was a happy moment for the history of Spain, but I can imagine this and these parties, but I cannot picture them in a very kind of concrete way, no? So this is why I wanted to also create this kind of parties that I imagine in this tale, and then at the end of the tale, I wanted to imagine how my mom would be now if she was alive, no, and what kind of things she would tell me, and so at the end, this tale is just it's an exercise to recover the memory I don't have, no, somehow, and I think that cinema has this power, no, that. It's fiction, so you can invent, and for me, like all my films are always very, very close to my life, because I like talking about things that matter a lot to me, and also things that I have experienced and emotions that I feel close to, so I can tell properly, and also somehow I don't know, I end up doing like some kind of homage to my family, because I have a very big family. So there are many, many stories, and this is a bit like the reason why I think that I make films, because of my family stories. I discovered I wanted make films like not so early, because I grew up in a house that we didn't watch TV. My dad put some Buster Keaton films to us and some Disney films, but that's all. So when I was finishing high school, I had a teacher who put us a lot of films, and for me it was very interesting, not just the film, but also the conversation we would have later, no, about it, and the reflection about it. And it was a way to realize that with films you can watch a story, but then it makes you think, no, and it makes you feel, and it makes you think about human beings and the world. And so it was these debates that actually made me think that I wanted to make films, because first I wanted to be a journalist, and then I changed. So I went to uni thinking that I wanted to make films. And I think that it's interesting because about my references when I study, like, they change a lot, because when I study, I learn about some directors, but I didn't learn about female directors at all, actually, So it was later that I discovered them, and I think that for me, I would say that Claire Denis is a great inspiration because of the way that she portrays her characters, which is with a lot of love. I feel that she really she loves all the characters that are in her films, and I think that this is something that for me it's a premise also, no. And then I love the work of Lucrecia Martel as well, in terms of the way that she portrays family and this simultaneity of actions, which it was something that we thought a lot for Alcarràs, that what happened when in film you want to see a lot of things happening at the same time, and the way that she plays with the sound. And I love the work of Alice and together with Hélène Louvard, and the way that they portray these worlds that are very, very close to mine. With Alice, I feel like if we were like soulmates, one from Italy and we from Spain, we don't know each other, but I just feel that there is something close in our cinema. And actually, in general, I really like Italian cinema. Like, neorealism films in general were super inspiring for my way of shooting. No, so the philosophy of working with non-professional actors, of portraying emotions, of putting the camera always close to the actor, and also the way to play with reality and try to, to be close to documentary films. So, yeah, so always that when, I don't know, I never get tired of seeing the films from the neorealism period. Yeah, I think, in terms of what we talk about as women, for sure there are some themes that we are approaching that were not approached by men in the same way. But this is obviously because of, there are different approaches to even the same themes, but and I find it very interesting as well when women approach masculinity, so because it's also different. So for sure in these terms it's different, but in a set, I think that what I realize is that we are bringing a new way to lead the teams. And what I realized when I direct is that the crews usually are not very used to someone saying, I don't know this, one sec, I have to think about it. Or this kind of dabbing, like that. So I have doubts about that, so I have to think, and I'm not going to say, yes, I know, if I don't know, no? So this thing that I defend, because for me it's like I cannot go on creating if I don't question things with my team. No, and if I don't say, well, let's stop one sec and let's think about it. And sometimes people or the crews who are very used to only work with men are not used to that. Used to like someone saying or pretending, I don't know, that they know what they want, and I think that it's very important in the creative process to question things. And I'm sure that men also need that, or some men feel more comfortable on that. But as directors, sometimes we have to show off and say, yes, I know that. And I think that it's important to change that, because it's always good for, in a set, to question things and also question them together with your team. And so it means that you don't take whatever it comes first. So for me, this is something that I see that some crew is not used to it, and that I feel that women are introducing, and I think it's very positive. Not for us only, also for men who want to lead this way. I mean, I'm super sure that it has changed. And I was actually, I received a beautiful message after Berlinale of Agnes' daughter, saying that she would be very happy to see that, that women are here to stay, basically, no? Because and I feel that Agnes and other women of her time actually open the path, somehow. And now we have this visibility thanks of them. And I think that they are giving us more opportunities. But I don't think it's only that we are telling a story. It also means that there are producers and sound recorders and directors of photography, and in all the roles of the crew, this is changing. And I think that it's very important, no? That so yeah, I'm very optimistic. I don't think that it's already done, and I think that that's why it's very important that we keep talking on that. And sometimes when we do interviews, like, okay, now again the theme of the women, but it's okay, because I think that we have to speak about that now, and maybe just thinking of my students so they won't have to talk about it in like 10 years, no? Yes.